All right, we're recording. Okay, so I'm excited to be here, guys. Thank you for having me, Megan. My name's Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm going to take you guys through Teamzy tonight. I'll show you how to set it up. It's super easy. I will show you how to crush a power hour in Teamzy because Teamzy is designed to help you get it all done in less than an hour. Okay, less than an hour a day. I'm also going to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing, which is the system Teamzy is built on. Okay, and then I'll do a Q&A at the end. So if you guys are really interested, hang out and we'll do, well, I can answer any questions you might have at the end. And also because actually, even though many of you may not know this, because Teamzy, we help people in all over network marketing, we actually built this for Beachbody coaches. And I was a Beachbody coach myself. And so it's specifically catered for you guys, which is really cool. Okay, so let's just dive right in here. Here we go. So I want to talk to you a little bit about relationship marketing. And hold on. Got a new updated Zoom. I'm not used to it. Okay, there we go. They update it like every week. Have you guys noticed that? Okay, so this is what I want to talk to you about. Systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. There's a lot of stuff there. A lot of things to chew on, but I want to talk to you about all this tonight. And I'm going to go really fast because I have so much I want to pack into this little bit of time we have together. So I apologize in advance if it feels like you're drinking water from a fire hose tonight, but we are recording it. But if you guys are note takers, definitely get ready because there'll be some good stuff. I just want to kind of give you my backstory. My background is actually in coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach for 20 years. And I help people build their business based on a relationships approach to building business. And I guess it was about, gosh, what year is it now? I think it was about 2014 that I discovered Beachbody, and just really helped me. I lost 60 pounds. I mean, it was like, how many of you guys have had a life-changing experience with Beachbody? Yeah, me too. And I like loved it. I just loved Beachbody. And first I was just an excited customer and everybody was asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I said, Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. Finally, my wife said, you need to be a coach already. And I thought, well, that makes sense. So I signed up as a coach and I was just loving it. I was just loving sharing it and I loved helping people. And it was very exciting for me. I felt like the Beachbody mission really aligned with me personally. And I found a lot of passion doing it. But the challenge that I had was, and here's the shot of the family here. The challenge that I had, maybe some of you guys can relate to this, is I really wanted to build my Beachbody business. I just didn't really have much time. I had a full-time job. How many of you guys have a full-time job? Or you're busy taking care of the family. I mean, everything. So I had a full-time job, which I loved. I mean, like I said, I was a business coach. I loved my job, but it didn't leave much time. In fact, I'm looking here at this shot of the family. I never saw my kids. I used to joke that I only knew them in their pajamas because they were in pajamas when I left and pajamas when I came home. Right. And so I just felt like I was working so hard, but for what? Because I was never going to be with my kids. The Beachbody opportunity to me was seemed like a great way for me to get my time back and some financial independence, but how to do it in the meantime. And so I started looking for software or tools that would help me to really leverage my time, right? So that I could get it done in less than an hour a day and still have some time for my family and start building this thing. And there were a couple of tools out there, but the problem was they represented the wrong philosophy, at least from my standpoint. See, I don't want to be an icky, cheesy salesperson. Does anybody? Can I get an amen on that one? I didn't want to get constantly rejected and be encouraged by my upline that rejection's part of it, man. You just got to go for the nose. That's not me. Does anybody relate to that? And in my coaching career as a business consultant, I have found that less than 5% of people in sales can actually handle that kind of an approach. And this industry has been built upon looking for those 5% of people. But what I want you guys to understand is 100% of people can do relationship marketing, building authentic relationships. And I have to tell you guys, one of the things that really inspired me to build Teamzy was when I was my first month of being a Beachbody coach, I got the diamond rank. I didn't know what that meant. All I knew was that I got a phone call from somebody at corporate that said, congratulations on Diamond. You're now going to be put in a group with a salesperson from corporate and other diamonds. And I was like, cool. So they put me in this group. And some of you guys may be involved in one of these. It's pretty cool. So they put me in a group with 25 other diamond coaches from all over the Western half of the United States. And I realized I didn't know anything. Like, I didn't know how the comp plan worked. I didn't know anything. And they're all like, talking. So here's what happened, you guys. I just want to, this isn't part of my normal presentation, but I'm just telling you guys because you're my Beachbody peeps. And I think it's kind of fun to tell. This kind of helped. This is kind of how Teamzy came to be. So they said, here's 25 topics. Everybody pick a topic and you'll teach the rest of us this topic. Well, I wasn't, I'm a procrastinator and I didn't get around to it. And then when I went back to the doc, there was only one topic left nobody wanted to touch, and it was recruiting. And here I'm the newest person, right, in the group. So I have to do recruiting. And honestly, like, I had to actually go download the comp plan because I wasn't really sure how it worked. I just knew that if I was sharing and signing people up for my challenge groups, like, things were happening. So anyways, I taught a version, like a rough draft of what I'm about to teach you guys. And I want you guys to know something that was really funny is that a lot of those people in that group laughed at it. They laughed at it because it was so opposite of everything they'd ever done. What I'm going to teach you tonight is what I've been teaching for 20 years. And my kids haven't missed a meal. This is a system that works 100% of the time. Now, a half dozen of those people on that call are still good friends of mine to this day. And they were some of the first people to beta test Teamzy. And we've had more than 150,000 people use Teamzy in the past 5 years, which is incredibly humbling because we're not a big tech company. We're a small tech company, right? Built by me teaching people like you guys. And I've had the opportunity to now teach over 100,000 people in network marketing what I'm about to teach you guys. And I want you guys to really understand this is a little different than what you've heard in other places because it's easier just to reteach the same things over and over. But if you're finding that you don't want to do some of those things, or you're feeling a little turned off by some of the approaches that feel disingenuous to you, there is a better way to do it. And if you feel that people are hesitant to join your team because they don't want to do the network marketing thing because it feels disingenuous to them, everybody can do this. Are you guys with me? Okay. Little extra story, but I had to share that with you guys. It was fun. Okay, here we go. Back in here. So enough of my story. Let's get back into this slideshow. Let's talk about relationship marketing. Oh, and here's the numbers. I just wanted you guys also know this number for Beachbody people using Teamzy. The active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days is kind of the average for people using Teamzy. Okay. So relationship marketing, what is it? First off, I want you guys to know this is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. It puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. One of the reasons why people are skeptical about network marketing is they feel like there's a target painted on their backs that now you want to get something from them. And we're going to flip that on its head. We're going to focus on the people and who we can help and how we can build relationships first. That's our primary goal. Also, this isn't an abstract feel-good concept. So relationship marketing sounds like a warm hug, right? It's a proven system. It's a proven system that we follow, always knowing what to do next. Always knowing what to do next. Yes. Sometimes we just want to know what to do next. Okay. Also, relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of the business. I know it's a mouthful. I want you guys to have a mindset shift. You are not salespeople for Beachbody. You are in the lead generation business. Your business is creating leads for your company. Make sense? You're the business owner. We are going to create and initiate consumer interest or inquiry into what you're doing. Does this make sense? It's a focus because you can be busy and not be doing the things that generate leads for your business. But here's the good news. With relationship marketing, leads sound so salesy, right? Leads is really a relationship because developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So we want to generate leads. In other words, we want to meet people. so that we can build relationships with them. See how I distilled all that boring business talk into you need to meet people and build relationships with them. That's the key to this business, you guys. Meet people and build relationships with them. Why relationships? Why not just look for getting people into a challenge pack? Because we turn relationships into advocates. We turn relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. We turn relationships into advocates by investing time in providing outstanding service. You guys, advocates are the key to this business. If you're not building advocates, you will be beating bushes for leads every year forever. I've talked to 15-star diamond coaches, and they're like, I am so sick of constantly prospecting forever. Why is that? Because they haven't built advocates. They're looking for the next Success Club points. An advocate is somebody who's so excited about what you're doing, they feel compelled to share it with other people. When you share, I'm getting ahead of myself, you guys, but when you build advocates, when you share what you're doing and why you're passionate about it, you'll have people who will go, oh, what's the problem? You need to lose weight and you need to get into the wedding dress. Oh my gosh, you need to talk to my friend Eric. He's a Beachbody coach. This is what he does. Like, he's the best at this. You're going to get people so excited. People who may say no, they may not be interested. They may not need what you have, but they will advocate for you. Does this make sense? And when you have an army of advocates, you guys, unreal. It's unreal how the business will grow. Next principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't gonna work. You cannot, Brianna liked that one. You cannot do anything disingenuous. You cannot do anything disingenuous. How many of you guys are like, thank you, I don't want to do anything disingenuous. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was me too. I'll never forget, I was at a Beachbody summit back when they had those. Dang it, right? Remember how much fun those were? I was at a Beachbody summit and Shalene was talking, and I love her. How many of you guys love Shalene? I love Shalene too. I love her. She's amazing. However, I disagreed with her speech that year. And she talked about creating, what was the word creating curiosity. And this is a buzzword in our thing, creating curiosity. I don't disagree with the idea that you want people to want more information. But a lot of times people talk about hiding information to create curiosity. To me, that strikes as what? Disingenuous. Just tell me. Why are you hiding it from me? Tell me. Because when you're hiding something from me, my first thought is you must be ashamed of it. That's what we do to things that we're ashamed of, is we hide them, right? So don't hide it. You don't have to be anything but you. You authentic self, pure authentic self. Does this make sense? Relationship marketing depends on trust. Here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. When people trust you, don't have to sell them. You get right to helping them. You get right to helping them. I do these boot camps throughout the year through Teamzy. Some of you guys may have heard of the boot camps. And I tell people, like, when you build trust, you will have people who send you photos. They'll text you the front and back of their credit card and say, just get what I need. Send it to me. And you're like, are you insane? Is this serious? And people always think that that is the strangest story. And then I get messages from people saying, it just happened. I had a customer send me the front and back of their credit card and say, order whatever. Why? That's trust. That's trust. They know that you are in it for them. Does it make sense? Also, trust takes the ickiness out of the sales process. No one's going to feel icky. You're never going to feel icky when you're building trust. Okay. Finally, you get to go for yes. I don't believe in the go for no. I think no's suck. Right? For lack of a better word. Sorry, Mom. I know you don't want me to use that word. My point is, we don't need to go for no's. We're building relationships. We're not getting no's. We're building yeses. Sometimes they take a little longer, but we're going for yeses. So let's talk about how to build trust really quickly, and then I'll show you Teamzy, and we'll get in there and show you how fun it is to use. There are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay, let me go through them quickly, and then I'll just kind of describe them quickly, definitions for you. The first one is chemistry. Number 1 is chemistry. Number 2 is character. Number 3, competence. Okay, competence. Number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. So chemistry, quite simply, this is just where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay. Common ground with someone. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like, right? And the flip side of that is most people want to do business with a friend. So you got to find out what you have in common with people, right? And just ask some questions, find out. You'd be amazed how much we have in common with people. If you just ask a few questions. So what is it about you they can relate to? They need to feel that relation to you before they're going to choose you. Also character. Number 2 is character. This is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. This is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay. Notice something about this definition. Character is not something we have. Character is something we do. Get that? Character is not something we have. Character is something we do. We think sometimes that character is the sum of all the good things we've done in the past. That doesn't help. That doesn't help this customer relate to you and know they're dealing with somebody of the character they want to deal with. Character is you showing them how much you care. And this is in how you take care of your customers, how you lead in your challenge groups, how you follow up when you say you will, and even more than that. Are you a product of your product? Are you walking the talk? How do you drive on the highway? Are you considerate of others? Do you return the shopping cart to the shopping cart area at the Target parking lot? That's just a personal crusade I'm on. But anyways, I think it's all related to character. Look, here's the bottom line, you guys. People want to feel good about your character. They've got a lot of Beachbody coaches to choose from, right? And they're not doing business with Beachbody. They're doing business with you. If you guys were, let's be honest, if you guys were representing another company, a lot of your customers would be the same. They're dealing with you. Make sense? It's your character that matters. It's your character that matters. The relatable piece, let me just talk about this. This is for you when you become successful. As you build this business, you have to stay relatable. You have to tell your original story over and over and over and over, because otherwise you become unrelatable. Nobody wants to join your team when you're a multimillionaire and you don't understand me. This makes sense. So you got to stay relatable. You got to stay relatable. I'll never forget a good friend of mine, Beverly. She struggled. She was in the military and she got some sort of autoimmune illness that just literally sucked the life out of her. She had no energy. She eventually had to leave on disability from her military career. And she was able to completely reverse that through good nutrition and exercise and whatnot, right? And so now she's like this unbelievably fit, strong woman. And I never knew the story of her autoimmune struggles. I never knew it. And she came to me and said, I don't understand why I'm not getting more traction. I don't understand why people, my business feels stalled. And I said, well, tell me your story. And when she told me that, I was like, well, how come I don't know that story? She's like, well, that's old news. That is not old news. Does it make sense, guys? It's about staying relatable. People relate to, I said, you know what? People need to relate to you struggling, not you winning all the time. Like you show them that where you're winning, but you got to remind them how you struggled to get there. Okay, so character, demonstrate that you care and that you're relatable. You guys got that. Number 3 is competence. Competence is when you show me that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Why should I come to you? Why should I make you my coach? Can you help me? Can you help me? Do you know what you're doing? Are you good at this? Do you understand? Why is Shakeology better than other things? Right? Do you have the knowledge to explain that to me, to listen to me? Make sense? I had a lot of people it's kind of funny because I had a personal trainer who I really looked up to. I worked for a great company for a long time that had a trainer on staff, which is pretty cool, right? And so he was somebody I really looked up to and helped me a lot. And then when I became a Beachbody coach, things were starting to move along and I had all these great challenge groups. People were getting great results. And he actually called me for advice on something. And I said, why are you calling me? I don't have a degree in nutrition like you. I don't have a master's in whatever it is that you have, because he had a master's degree. he goes, I know, but I just, you're working with so many people. It's kind of funny. Isn't that funny? Some of you guys have experienced this. I had more to him, I had more perceived competence in just this short time because I was constantly learning. And I was saying, hey, guys, I learned this. Did you know this? And working with people and helping people. And that's what I want you guys to really focus on. How many of you guys are newer coaches? So you need to understand what it is that makes Shakeology worth $130 a bag and why everyone should be buying that, right? You need to understand what it does for you, how it helps people. If you don't have a lot of customers yet, you need to ask your team, like, tell me stories. How did it help people? How's it helped people with this problem or this problem? Understand your product, understand how the fitness programs work so that you can customize a recommendation or a fitness program for each single person based on what they have, right? How do you know that they blew out their knee in a skiing accident? Have you asked those questions? And one of the things, I'll just give you guys a little tip. As a professional coach, I'm not talking Beachbody coach, I'm talking business coach. Asking questions, asking intelligent questions is the number one way you demonstrate competence. Having a list of questions. Well, let me ask you some questions. Let me get to know what's going on with you, what your needs are, what your goals are. Having a list of questions. People are like, wow, this feels great. You know why? Because nobody listens to each other anymore. It's huge. Okay, real quick. Chemistry, character, competence. There's a principle behind these three, and we'll jump into number 4, and then I'll get to Teamzy because I know you guys want to see Teamzy, and I think I'm just excited to talk to you guys tonight. I'm kind of going deep on stuff. But here's the principle. I want you guys to really get this. When somebody's thinking about doing business with you, they really only care about these 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Bottom line is, if they're not sure about any of these, they will raise objections. Okay? You guys ever get objections? Yeah, that's okay. Objections are great. Objections mean when somebody raises an objection, they're basically telling you, I'm almost there. You just got to help me through this, right? So objections are good. But I will tell you this, when somebody knows that they can trust you and that you care about them and that you're really good at what you do, you now have an advocate. Remember, we talked about having advocates? You now have an advocate. Now, the flip side of that is if they know or if they think the answer is no to any of these, they'll never do business with you. And they are very likely to tell other people not to do business with you. Have you guys noticed this in your own experience? This is the key to business. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? And you have all of these are things you have to show. You can't tell them about. Okay, number 4 is consistency. You actually have to do work. Sorry. You had us until the consistency part. Well, you guys are Beachbody coaches. You get this. Consistency. The thing about it is, if you want to build trust, you have to be consistent, right? You can't just say, trust me. You have to show people that you can be trusted. And a lot of times people will watch you for a while, especially when you're new. Man, when you're new in this business, a lot of the people you know the best are waiting to see if you're in it 6 months from now. They used to say this thing. I don't know if they still do it at Beachbody, guys, because it's been a while since I've been kicked off the island. But they used to say, be here in a year. Do you guys still say that? Do they still say that in Beachbody? They used to say, be here in a year. Like if you could commit to being here a year from now, like you'd have a good chance of being really successful. People are looking for you to be consistent. And this is, and I love this principle too, which is that people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I absolutely know that a lot of the people I got to help through my Beachbody business, I helped because they knew me as a fun, overweight guy who was able to get consistent doing things that seemed hard, like working out and eating healthy. What was it about that consistency? They wanted it in their lives. They want to know, how do I get that? How do I get to that? I want to be around that. See, the consistency helps you be successful and it attracts people to you, other people who want to be successful. It builds your team as in addition to building trust. How many of you guys just love being part of the Beachbody community? Like that's the best part. See? It's because we want to be around it, right? We want to be around it. Okay, so just real quick, how many of you guys are consistent on your workouts? Yeah. I'm just trying to get back into it. I'll be honest, I kind of fell off the wagon, but I'm on week 2 right now of Muscle Burns Fat. That's a good program. She's kind of nuts though, isn't she? She's kicking my butt. Anyways, got to be consistent with our workouts. How about with your Shakeology? Who's consistent? Yeah, or all the other amazing products, right? Good. Those are important, right? And in Teamzy, I'll show you guys in a second. You actually check a box every day when you drink your shake, and you check a box every day when you do your workout, right? Because we know you need these things to be successful. Okay, but let's talk about, besides that, this is what really matters. Are you as consistent with your relationships? And I don't just mean posting on social media. I mean, that's an important piece too. We actually ask you in Teamzy every day to check the box when you've posted on social today. But are you as consistent with your relationship? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about just posting on social? Because I want you guys to understand this business is built person to person, relationship to relationship. Relationship building is a contact sport. You have to be in regular contact with people if you want to have a relationship with them. And I know your time is scarce, which is why we built Teamzy, so you can do it in less than an hour a day. In fact, it will take you much less time to do a power hour than to watch me teach you about it, right? Which I'm doing tonight. Okay. Principle though. This is the big principle of the day. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, just real quick, I just want to highlight this point. We'll jump into Teamzy. And I see there's some new people popped on since I was last talking, which is great. Welcome, everybody. How many of you guys have ever, and if you can, turn on your cameras for a second so I can see you. I mean, as long as you're dressed. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. We were doing a team call once, and somebody's husband got out of the shower and walked through the back of the frame naked. And everybody was like, yeah, it happens. How many of you guys have ever received a really awesome card from somebody that you love, and they had that handwritten message in there that just, man, when you read that, it just got you right in the heart? How many of you guys are total babies like that for cards? That's me. My wife's like, give me the present. I'm like, let me see the card, right? So it's funny how opposites attract like that. But we all get great cards from people that we love, right? And so you guys probably all thought of one or two when I asked the question. Next question is this: did you save it? Did you keep it? How many of you guys have a stash somewhere of cards and letters that you've received over the years? You just can't part with them. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. One time years ago, I went to Marshall's, and they had these beautiful fabric covered boxes, and I bought 4 of them. I said, this is for our cards. Man, those things are full and done. Now they're in bins because we have 4 kids too. So everything they make, right, you got to save. How many of you guys have kids or have had kids or raised? Yeah. So it's like, we got to save all these things because they mean so much. Now, here's another example. This is a happy birthday postcard. You guys ever get one of these? This one's from my life insurance salesperson. Cheryl, nobody sends you these dumb postcards? Not even the dentist? Oh, man. Okay, well, you need to change dentists because they obviously don't care. No, I'm just kidding. But some of you guys have received these. The point I'm making is, did you save this? Did this get kept? No, this gets thrown in the trash right away. You can see this thing's beaten up. It's had water spilled on it. The only reason I have it is literally to make fun of it on this call. I'm trying to make a point with it though. We don't keep this. What is the difference? Is it nice that he sent me a happy birthday card? I mean, he's probably glad every year that I'm still alive, right? So I don't collect on that life insurance. But the point is that we don't value this because, going back to the principle, this required no investment of time. No investment of time means it has no value. And it's not personal. This is a bulk mailing. Make sense? It's not personal, required no investment of time. We put no value on it. Whereas somebody writes you a card and writes a handwritten message just to you from the heart, you keep it forever. Do you see the difference? The investment of 2 minutes and just to you made it invaluable. This has no value. Now, it's important because I want you guys to understand this concept. The business is built the same way. You want to make an impact in relationships, you have to invest time in that one person. Now, just so happens Teamzy lets you do it in like 3 seconds. But the perceived value from the person is there. It might take you 30 seconds when you're new, okay? Once you've been using it a while, you'll be going really fast with it. But this is really important because there's so many people trying to sell automated marketing platforms. Have you guys ever heard the term automated marketing? It's so seductive, but it's received like this. Automated marketing is received as low value by the recipient because it's not personal and it requires no investment of time. Does this make sense? Okay. So let's get back in here. So this is all good. How many of you guys so far are like, this is cool, Eric, I like this. So far, you got me. Great. Show me the dang software. Okay. So here's the point with this. You got to, this philosophy of relationship marketing is great, but you got to have a system. You have to have a system. The system not only helps you, but it also allows you to duplicate this with team members, right? You got to have a system, a way to stay in contact with all of your relationships. That's the key to building relationships. Know when you're going to contact people. How many of you guys sit around for your power hour going, who should I message today? I don't know. I got to make a list, right? Know what you're going to say to people so that when you pull them up on screen, you don't stare at their profile for half an hour trying to think of the perfect message, and make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay. So let me show you Teamzy because we'll dive right in here. Let's see here. All right. First of all, I know some of you guys haven't used Teamzy, so I'm going to start from the beginning, but I do want you guys to know this. You go to teamzy.com to start a free trial, okay? And we give you a 14-day free trial to get started. It's free. You have full access to everything to get started. Okay. The other thing I do want you to know, and I'll mention this at the end, is that we are doing a limited time special for Beachbody. So you can lock in your subscription rate right now at 45% off almost. Well, it can be up to 45% off at an annual, but it's a third off for monthly. So really good discount right now. So we'll talk about that at the end. But basically, it's very inexpensive. All right, let's dive in here real quick. So once you log into your free trial, the first thing you're going to see is this page. This is the setup wizard. Now, I am not a techno wizard. People think I am because I'm like the Teamzy guy. It has to be so easy for me to use, you guys, honestly. I mean, I'm the guy that my phone was zoomed for 3 weeks before my 4-year-old told me how to unzoom my iPhone by tapping it with 3 fingers. Like I'm not a techie person. So this is super easy. And this setup wizard will take you through setting up Teamzy. Okay. So what we want to do here, and I want to just show you the first thing I want to highlight is this. You want to set your income goal. So what's your income goal? How much income would you like to be earning 12 months into the future? Okay. So you can see my goal is set at $150,000 a year. That was the goal that I set when I started my Beachbody business because I was trying to replace my job. Okay. So you can see at that goal, Teamzy tells me exactly what I need to do each day. I need to connect with 9 of my prospects, 6 customers, and 4 coaches on my team. Okay. So 19 people. Now, if I make my goal smaller, it changes those numbers. Okay. If I make my goal bigger, those numbers get kind of crazy. Okay. So set your goal. What's your goal? Okay. I'm going to put mine back to 150. And then what's going to do is it's going to now configure Teamzy to this goal. And you'll see that on my dashboard. So each one of you have a customized Teamzy dashboard. I took too long. Let me just refresh that. Okay. Next step, we're going to get all our contacts into Teamzy. So we want to get your coaches brought in. We want to get all your customers imported. Then you can start looking at lists like your Facebook friends can come in, your Instagram followers. It's really cool. And there's some videos here to help you as you upload those contacts. But basically, you're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy into one place. So you're not digging through your phone trying to think about who to connect with or looking at little pads of paper where you've written stuff down, right? How many of you guys use sticky notes? Any sticky? Yeah, okay. A couple people, that's okay. But you don't have to worry about finding the sticky note. It's going to live, Teamzy's cloud-based, so it'll be in your phone. You'll be able to find it. You guys, I'll never forget, I had this client who was a real estate broker who I coached. This is 15 years ago now. Her name was Momi. So you'll never know who she is though, because it's the only first name. And when we went to organize her database, it was a shoebox full of sticky notes. I kid you not. And literally she stuck them all over the floor and we did it with highlighters until we put it into a CRM, right? Isn't that crazy? So I understand where you guys are coming from. No more. It'll be in Teamzy. It's in your phone. It's in the cloud. It's organized. The other thing that's going to happen with it, I'm going to show you this in a second. Teamzy has kind of a magical algorithm so that you're never going to miss anybody. Once you put them in Teamzy, you're never going to forget them. They're always going to come up in front of you, which is pretty cool. Okay. So now I'm on my Teamzy dashboard, and I'm going to minimize that. And you can see here, it has my goals that we just set: 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches. Okay. Now I've also got a goal to share 3 times. Share 3 times. Okay. Now, what do I mean by a share? You might be thinking of it as an invite, but the reason why I renamed it a share, because there was a lot of confusion to this. I wanted you to understand a share is when you share the business opportunity with somebody, or when you share a product solution with them. Okay. So just because I invited you to something or invited you to see a video, that doesn't count in this sense, because it's kind of weak. Like the share is like, we're going to record the real conversations we have with people about this. Make sense? All right. And then we've got ads. So my goal is to do 3 shares a day. I've got my goal to add 3 people to Teamzy a day. Make sense? That's my daily target. Now look, this is 5 days a week for a year to hit my target of $150,000 a year. I know exactly what I need to be doing. I know exactly what I need to be doing. And I just need to focus on today: 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches, 3 shares, 3 ads. And this is really important, you guys. This business is built today. It's the only day we have. And if you want to have a business that's big, how many of you guys want to have a business that's big? Yeah, oh, everyone, right? You got to have a focus that's small. If you want a business that's big, you have to have a focus that's small. Okay, that's why we built Teamzy this way. So now we understand the goals. Let me show you how this works. This is so cool. And of course, you've got your dailies here. So did you do your shake? Boom, your workout, got that done. Great. I actually did almost all of these. But see? So now I didn't post them social. Well, I did. Teamzy. Teamzy counts, right? That's my business. Yeah, we're done. Yes. How many of you guys got your dailies done? You know what's pretty cool too is you can add dailies to this. You can add more by clicking on edit right here. So if you want to put a devotional on there, you can, or whatever. Okay, cool. But let me show you this power hour. So Teamzy is a CRM. How many of you guys have ever heard the term CRM? Yeah, most people, when they hear the term CRM, it's like income taxes. They're like, ooh, I hate CRMs, right? Because if you've had to use one at work, it's usually something people dread using. The CRM just means a contact relationship management system. In other words, it's an electronic Rolodex. Teamzy keeps track of all of your relationships, and you keep, you have their contact info, you keep their social media links, the name of their dog, spouses, favorite Starbucks drink, whatever. Right? Every program they've ever worked out in Beachbody, you keep all that information in here. But CRMs are like giant filing cabinets. People don't like to use them because it's like doing filing work. But what we've done with Teamzy is we've added this power hour section, which is like having a personal assistant who goes to the filing cabinet for you and says, don't worry about all this. I got it for you. This is just what you need to do today. Okay, so let me show you how this works, you guys. So looking here at the power hour, it gives me 4 lists. It gives me my prospects list, my customers list, my coaches list, and then it gives me my follow-ups list. Okay. On the right-hand side is where I log the message I'm sending. So it's tracked as I go. Don't have to go back and track later. Can I get an amen on that one? And remember, Teamzy is in your phone. So you can do this. You don't have to be at home in front of your computer. You could be in your car waiting to pick up the kids, and you could be doing stuff on your phone. It's pretty cool. Okay, so let me show you kind of how this works. I'm going to start with my prospects. And when you do a power hour, always go left to right. Okay, start with your prospects. Even when you have 10 follow-ups and you want to go there first, start with your prospects. The reason why is you always want to be starting new conversations so that your pipeline never runs empty. Okay, pipeline never runs empty. And you can wear that really cool Success Club All-Star medal at Summit next time they have it. Okay. All right. So first person on my list is Megan. So I'm going to message her. Okay. Now this is where, when we first launched Teamzy 5 years ago, so many coaches were messaging me or after these trainings like this and going, man, you just always know what to say. I never know what to say in my messages. So I actually put all of my scripts in Teamzy for you. Okay. So if you want to make, I'm going to message Megan, not sure what to say, go to scripts right here. Okay. And I'm going to message her on Facebook and just grab a script. Now, these are not cheesy sales scripts, you guys. That's not me. They're just icebreakers. and they're designed to start a conversation. So look, I'm just going to take the first one off the list. Here's how it reads. It says, "Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome." Okay. So I'm going to copy that script. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to paste it in here so that I can do some editing before I send it, right? Get the right first name in there. Okay, great. Maybe some emojis. Anybody emoji obsessed? I love putting emojis in messages because it clarifies the intention, right? It's so funny. I put the heart eyes in there just because it's one of my favorite ones. And I was on a training one time and someone was like, "Is that your wife you're sending that to? Is that appropriate to send the heart eyes emoji?" I was like, come on. Come on. All right. So anyways, the point is, so Megan, don't get the wrong idea by the heart eyes emoji. Okay. I'm just sending it because it's cute. All right. So I've got this just the way I want it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this and send it in Facebook because, to send a Facebook message, you have to use Messenger. It's okay. I've got it open right here in another tab. We're going to look her up. And we'll just give a little searchy search. There she is. Okay, great. Is this you? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Paste the message in. Great. Send. Sent. Done. Now the log it, I'm just going to click what kind of activity it was. Facebook message. See the big blue button, log connect, log. So I'm toggling between the apps, right? Between the web pages. I've got Facebook open and Teamzy open. I'm toggling. Okay. On my phone, I would do the same thing. I would just toggle between the apps really quickly. Okay. So she's done. The next on my list would be Heather, and I would just do the same thing. Okay. I would paste it in here and I would change the name to Heather. Okay. And then I would send the message to Heather and log it, move on. And each time I'm logging a message with somebody, this circle is filling in. You can see I'm making progress. It's kind of a visual cue that I'm making progress. My goal is 9. When I get to 9, that will be a solid blue circle. So when you're working the prospects, honestly, you can just use the same script. It's just a hello script. Make sense? And just boom, 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 send that script off. Now, a couple pro tips. Always use the first name in the first message of a chat. Okay? Don't do hey, sweetie, or hey, girl, or because why? Because it feels like this. Okay? It feels impersonal. It feels like a group text that you sent to everybody. So make it personal with their first name. Not every time, but just when you start, every time you start a new conversation, hey, Megan, or hey, Darlene, whatever. Okay. And also, as people start responding to you, don't run off and have the conversation. We're going to finish the outgoing part of the power hour before we start having conversations. So just resist the temptation, okay? Put them off for 5 or 10 minutes while you finish getting these out. So we're going to go through our prospects. Just send them a message. The goal with this message is not to sell. It's not to recruit. It's just to make their day. That's the goal. I want you to get in the make someone's day mindset. That's one of our hashtags at Teamzy. Hashtag make someone's day mindset. Years ago, we gave away T-shirts to every single person in Beachbody who used Teamzy. Then it said hashtag make someone's day mindset on the back. And we did it the week before Summit so that we'd see, hundreds of people wearing Teamzy shirts at Summit. It was really cool. But that's what we want to do, is get in the make someone's day mindset. Okay. Why is that so important? Because people will respond to that. Okay, people will respond to that. And then you now have an opportunity to have a conversation. So we're going to jam down our prospects list. Boom, 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 boom. When we're done with our goal for the day, that circle's blue. You go to the next list, which is customers. By the way, if you ever have customers who cancel? Yeah, of course. Keep them in here. Treat them as current. Okay. Never assume they're not your customer just because they're not currently getting auto shipped. Make sense? I mean, we drink Shakeology in our house, and I cancel it all the time. I cancel it and restart it all the time. It's totally normal, right? Especially because I don't have to qualify because I'm not a coach. But I cancel and reorder it all the time because it's like, we get it, we don't need it, whatever, make sense? But I'm a customer for life. And so will a lot of your customers be. So make sure you keep them in there. So we're going to go down our customer list. Oh, look, the first guy's me. That's funny. But the same idea, you're going to go message your customers. just to stay in touch with them. Now, look, you don't need to sell them. You don't need to be salesy. You just need to be in touch with your customers. And again, I'll show you some of these scripts are so easy. So when I go in here now, Teamzy knows that I'm with customers. So I have different things that I can use. So something like this one, which is great. Congratulations, right? Jane, you're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on. Do you have a good, is this a great thing to send somebody? If you have somebody lose 10 pounds in your challenge group, is that an awesome thing to congratulate them on? And it reminds them why they got results, because you're so awesome, because Beachbody's so awesome, because drinking Shakeology every day, right? Does it make sense? You don't have to mention it. You don't have to sell. It's there. Congratulations. I love this one too. Like, this is a simple one. Hi, John. How are your workouts coming along? Are you drinking your water and shakes? Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Please send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Just a check-in. Now, look, I would actually put Shakeology there if I was you. I'm not allowed to use the word Shakeology without permission from Beachbody, so I don't, but you get the idea, right? You guys can. Okay, simple one here. I love this one. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. You guys, I once talked to a Beachbody coach who had 9,000 customers in back office. And she's like, I have 9,000 customers, so I don't talk to any of them. Okay. It was honest, right? It was honest. I said, you know what you need to do? You need to hire somebody who just messages your customers all day long. Because here's what happens, you guys. When you're in regular contact with your customers, this is kind of magic. If you're in regular contact with your customers, three things. The first is you're providing excellent service. How many of you guys would like to provide excellent service? Yeah. But the second thing is this is a statistical fact. When you're in regular contact with customers, they order more product, they retain longer. Okay, let me just say that again. Just by being in contact, they order more product, they retain longer. Some of you guys, this is kind of intuitive, but just think about this. Think about going to like an amazing restaurant. How many of you guys have ever been to an amazing restaurant? And the service is incredible. What usually happens, you know, when the service staff is available, like they're nearby and they're checking in, how's everything going? Are you having a great time? Are you more likely to order more? You might get that extra glass of wine. Yeah, maybe I will try dessert. It's all based on the service, isn't it? And here's what I'm telling you guys. It's like somebody does a challenge pack, great. Now they're on auto ship or Shakeology or whatever. Perfect. Now what? Now you're staying in touch. How's everything going? Are you drinking shakes? Yes. And you'll be amazed, especially if you're active on social and you're active in the challenge group. They're going to start asking questions like, do I need the recover? Should I get the pre-workout? What do you think about this? And it's so funny because you guys, I'll just tell you, in my experience, I actually had in my challenge group, somebody posted one time, what other Beachbody products should we be buying, Eric? And so I was like, oh my gosh, great question. Let me just do a video and I'll post it in the group tomorrow. So I got together, like I staged all these products and I was like, these are products that I love from Beachbody. And you know, like, I'm not even making this up. I sold 15 of those Beachbody mini mats that week. Those little, do they still make those? Those thick foam, those things are awesome. But like, I was like, I love this Beachbody mini mat. And like 15 people bought it. Just being in touch, you guys, does this make sense? And they will retain longer when you're in touch, just checking in. The third piece is that you get to create more customers this way. How many of you guys have customers that you love? Like you just love, you're so happy that they're getting results. My real estate agent at 49 years old was told that she was in danger of having a life-threatening stroke. Her high blood pressure was off the scale. And we got her into with Shakeology and 21-day fix. We got her off her blood pressure medications. Isn't that a cool story? That's a true story. You guys, I feel so good about that to this day, right? You guys have customers like that. Where do you get more customers like that? Where, right? Are the free leads from Beachbody the awesome customers? Sometimes, but not usually, right? They're just kind of like, whatever. You can work on those. The bottom line, you guys, is that you get your best customers from your best customers. You need to be getting introduced to their friends. You can't get introduced to their friends if you're not in regular contact and building a relationship with them. Does this make sense? You want them to be so excited about you that they want to tell their friends about you. And when you're in regular contact, using Teamzy, checking in, is anything I can do to make your day? How's it going this month? Are you drinking your shakes, right? Are you remember to drink your water? People will say, thanks for reminding me, I need to drink my water, right? It's like they know you care. What happens? Then I say, Megan, I just want you to know how proud of you I am. You're doing so great. You've really stepped it up with your consistency. I see you working hard, and I know you're feeling good about the results you're getting. And she's going to say, thanks, you're the best coach. And this is just an example conversation, you guys. I just wanted you to see how easy it is to do this. And then I'll say, I just want you to know that before I get too busy this month, I'm sure people are asking you about what you're doing, or you told people about what you're doing. Before I get too busy this month, is there anyone you care about that needs more information about the next challenge group? And she's going to go, well, actually, can you think of anybody? Actually, I was talking to my friend Cheryl, my friend Susan just the other day about this. Perfect. Would you mind introducing them to me, Megan? And I'll get them the info. Whatever's easiest for you. A quick group text, group Facebook message, whatever's easiest, do a quick intro and I'll just get them some more info and we'll take it from there. How many of you guys think, wow, how come I never thought to do it that way? I will tell you guys this, if I had more time, and I know I'm taking already more time than you expected me to, but I'm kind of having fun. Okay, so the best time to get people to introduce you to their friends is the day they buy their challenge pack. Okay. And I think this script is actually in Teamzy. It might not be. I think it might be. I'll have to double check. But you say, congratulations on getting your challenge pack, Megan. I'm so excited for our challenge group to start next Monday. And one thing I found is that people who do the challenge group with friends tend to be more successful. Is there anybody that you can think of that might want to do it with you? Bam, get introduced right there. Do you guys get that one? Yeah. And then this challenge group was amazing. Who do you think? And I already gave you the one. Next challenge group. Who do you know that needs more information for the next challenge group? People will introduce you to their friends, but they're not going to feel good about introducing you to your friends if they think you're just trying to sell something to their friends. Does it make sense? You need to be consistent in your care so that they know how you're going to treat their friends and be excited to introduce them to you. This is how you will never, I'm telling you guys, if you use Teamzy consistently, do these things I'm teaching you tonight, you will always hit Success Club every single month. Every single month. I just got a message today from somebody who's like, I just got my thing from Beachbody, 12 months, 2020, all 12 months Success Club. Thank you so much from one of our Teamzy people. I'm excited for him. He's not a superstar diamond guy. He's a diamond coach, maybe a 1-star. I'm not sure. I haven't checked his rank, but solid, consistent. Make sense? Okay. All right. So stay in touch with your customers and your canceled customers. By the way, if it's like 5 days at the end of the month and you haven't qualified yet for Success Club, you guys, you go through all of your people who are canceled that did challenge groups in the past and just check in. I'm checking in. How have you been? I'm telling you right now, somebody will come back right back in. I'm so glad you messaged me. I need to get back into it. All the time. Those are the best people that those are your last minute qualifications. Don't go on Instagram trying to meet new people in 5 days at the end of the month. Go talk to the people who already trust you. Make sense? Prospects, customers, next group is coaches. This is your team. You need to keep your relationship, build a relationship with your team. This is why we named it Teamzy. The focus is on the team. Now, here's the dirty little secret that they don't talk about. In my experience, corporate never talks about this, is the turnover rate. We've talked about getting new customers. We've talked about recruiting people to the team, right? But let's talk about the fact that people quit at a rate of about 50% a year, which means you recruit 2, 1 quits. Bummer, Eric. Man, this was so inspiring up to this moment. But here's the thing I want you guys to know. There is something that you can do that directly impacts the retention of coaches on your team. And that is building a relationship with them. See, look, there's 2 ways to look at this to back up my point. One is to look at social science. All the social science studies they've ever done on motivation shows that people are not motivated by money, but they're motivated by relationship and status. Well, Beachbody's got the status thing for you. You guys get ribbons and awards and bracelets and all kinds of good stuff, right? But you provide the relationship. And as you're building your team, look, if you have 2 people on your team, staying in touch with them is easy. As you become bigger, your team grows, this will be more challenging, which is why you need Teamzy to help you. But it is so meaningful for people to get that little text message, random. Hey, I was thinking about you. How are you? How's everything going? Does it make sense? People will stick to it longer because of the connection. How many of you guys are honestly like you like the team now even more than the business opportunity, right? And so it's about relationship. So we do all this to create new people, to bring them into the business, and now we keep them by loving on them consistently. And when your whole team's using Teamzy, which is what's about to happen to Megan, then you can just say, hey girl, you came up, you're top of my Teamzy list today. How the heck are you? And everybody laughs and goes, oh, cool. Am I a 5-star? Am I a 4-star? How many stars am I, right? And so then that's the conversation. And trust me, unless you want to hear from her every single month, you might not want to be a 5-star, right? Because 5 stars come up every single month. But you get the idea. Prospects, customers, coaches. That's your power hour. It's just outgoing messages. It's making people's day. Now, the second half of your power hour. So my goal was 150,000. That's 19 outgoing connects. You guys believe me that I could do it in 15 minutes? Sending 19 messages. Let's say it took you 30 minutes. Let's say it took you 30 minutes. And if it's taking you more than that, you're overthinking it, right? But let's say it takes you 30 minutes. So the second half of my power hour is my follow-ups list. Okay. And the follow-ups list is where I put people when I have shared with them. Okay. So I've talked to them about joining the challenge group, or I've talked to them about what their specific goals are, and I've made a recommendation to them. Right? I think you definitely want to get on Shakeology. You definitely want to do this. Here's a workout program that I think would be great for you. I've offered them a solution to their problem. Or there's somebody who's interested in joining the team. We've talked about the business opportunity. Great. And they're interested. Now I'm going to put those people on my follow-ups list. Why is it so important to put them on the follow-ups list? Because even when people say, yes, I'm in, send me the link, I'm buying it right now, don't they often not do it? Have you guys noticed that? Yeah, about 80% of the people, 80% will say, I'm going to do it right now, and they won't. Okay. So we have to put them on our follow-ups list. And then we're going to follow up professionally until they convert. Now, let me just explain this to you guys. It's so easy. So let's say I was talking to Megan. I sent her that little message. She was like, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. Right. And so now I'm trying to engage her in a conversation. How's everything going? How are you guys doing? Did you guys have a good holiday season? What did you do? Send me an update. Tell me what you guys did over the holidays. Great. So she's telling me, so we're talking, we're chit-chatting. Okay. As we're talking a little bit, she's telling me about what's going on in her life, and I'm asking questions and being interested in her. It's going to be really weird if I don't tell her what's going on in my life, wouldn't it? This is like a whole nother thing. People always ask me, Eric, how do you talk about the business? Well, once you get them to talk about what's going on in their life, then you tell them what's going on in your life, just as if you ran into each other at Costco, right? It's just normal. So I'm gonna tell her what's going on in my life. Oh, we did this, we did that. You know, my daughter just had her 9th birthday 2 days ago. It was amazing. And she got a new scooter, and she gets to ride it in the house for the first week. So she's riding her scooter all over our house. We've got tile floors. So and it lights up. So this is just me talking. This is what I'm going, great. It's cool. How's work? Oh, actually, I don't work anymore. Did I tell you I quit my job 5 years ago? Yeah, I have a Beachbody business now. This is what I'm doing. It's been amazing. I help people lose weight and get healthy. I lost 60 pounds. It was life-changing. Now I'm paying it forward, helping other people do it. And it's been incredible. I've been able to be home with my kids. So I'm telling her now what I'm doing in my business, not because I'm trying to sell her, just because it's part of a conversation. Does this make sense? So here's the key. Write this down. Those of you guys, good students taking notes. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. And can I just please say this for everything that's good and holy in the world? Don't be afraid to tell them it's Beachbody. Don't tell them I'm a holistic health coach. Say, I work with this company called Beachbody. Have you heard of them? They're amazing. Okay. They're amazing. And they get results because they don't promise you you're not going to work for it. Right? So that's me. You got to be proud of what you're doing. You got to be proud of what you're doing. Okay? So I'm telling her what I do and why I'm passionate about it. And this is the easiest way to transition this, guys. She's going to say, I would say 99% of the time, people always respond to that with, oh, cool, good for you. Or wow, that's great. Something encouraging because you've told them you're passionate about something. And all you have to do is say, yeah. And, let me know if you'd ever like to learn more about it, Megan, let me know. I'd be happy to send you info. Did you get that? It's easy. You'd be shocked how many people are like, actually, I have been curious. I've been watching your posts. I do need to lose some weight. The biggest, funniest thing ever was, ha ha ha, I need a Beachbody, LOL. Well, you take the LOL down because that happens to be what I help with, right? Let's talk. If you're serious, let's just have a 5-minute conversation and we'll talk a little bit more about it. Let's jump on a Zoom or jump on a FaceTime, Megan, right now. Just 5 minutes. I can kind of just tell me what you're thinking or what your goals are, and I'll see if it's something I help you with. So now I jump on a Zoom with her. We're having a quick conversation, and I'm asking her those questions. Remember, the beginning of our call said, "What are the questions I'm going to ask her?" There used to be this training in the back office. Um, on some of these questions. It was amazing. Like, are you working out now? Tell me what your nutrition's like. Like just asking professional questions and taking notes, right? And based on everything she tells me she wants to achieve and everything that's going on in her life, I'm going to make a recommendation. I might recommend you might really enjoy this program that I'm doing, the Muscle Builds Fat program. It's really great, has a great nutrition plan with it. We're going to get you on Shakeology, and this is why Shakeology is so amazing. I really recommend we start there, and then we'll get you in my, as soon as you get your challenge pack ordered, we'll get you in my challenge group. Okay, great. She's excited, right? We've now had this conversation. Perfect. So let me just kind of give you guys how to do the follow-up. I'm just going to say, okay, perfect. I tell you what, Megan, I'm going to send you an email right now with everything you need. And I would have these emails pre-built and put in Teamzy as scripts, by the way, for every program with everything they need, my ordering links, everything. I'd have them in scripts so you could just fire them off. I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'm going to send you an email right now with all the information, everything we discussed, Megan. You go through it, get your thing signed, purchase your kit, whatever, get everything ready. And I'll check in with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Okay. She says, perfect. So here's what I'm going to do in Teamzy. So if you guys didn't get that, I told her I would follow up, and I told her when I would follow up. So get those 2 points down. Tell them that you will follow up and tell them when you will follow up. Because when you do follow up, you've kept a promise. And making and keeping promises is a huge way to build trust. Okay, so look, Megan's no longer on my dashboard, so I'm going to use this lookup bar to find her. Okay, that brings me to her record, where I can now log this Zoom we just had. So I'm just going to put in here that we had like, what is it? I think it's video chat. Okay, great. I'm going to put my notes from our Zoom in Teamzy, and then bottom left, see where it says share? That's how I logged that it was a share. And on this share, we talked about the challenge group. Okay, great. Okay. So as soon as I log this as a share, it automatically puts her on my follow-ups list 2 days into the future. You can change that. That's just a default. I'm going to do it for tomorrow because that's what I told her. And then when I log this, you can see that it now has a follow-up on her record. Now, let me just show you on the front dashboard how that looks. First of all, there's the share. It's logged. Okay. Now, going down to my follow-ups list, you'll see there's Megan. She's due tomorrow. So tomorrow when I do my power hour, I connect with prospects, customers, coaches, just like I showed you guys, whoever's up next. Then I go to my follow-ups list. Megan will be due, and I will send her a follow-up. Sending a follow-up is just like sending a connect, you guys. It takes no thought, especially because I put my follow-up scripts in Teamzy for you to use, all 10 of them. Okay, all 10 of them. They're numbered. So look, scripts, follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, simple. Jane is my sample Beachbody customer. You can change the name. So look, I paste that in there to Megan. Okay. Great follow-up message. Took me like 20 years, guys, to get these messages refined like this to being like super effective and easy. Okay. That's weird that it says Facebook user. Maybe you don't accept messages from strangers. I don't know. That might be the situation, but I'm sending the message, logging it here. Now look what happens when I log this. When I log it, Teams is going to go, did that complete the follow-up you had set? So if it does, just leave it checked, and it does. And I'm going to add another follow-up to her record. This time, let's say I'll do it next Monday or something. Okay. And you can leave yourself a note. I'll just say like, let's going to be follow-up number 2. Okay, great. Okay. So that completed the follow-up, and now she's back on my follow-ups list for Monday. Now, just really quick on this, real quick, and then we'll do Q&A. You want to keep following up with people. Okay. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Okay. 80% of sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. I know, it's a bummer. How many of you guys are bummed to hear that? Is anybody concerned that following up 10 times is going to make you now the icky salesperson and get you the annoying award? It's okay to be honest. That was me. So here's the thing I want you guys to understand. I kind of figured this out being a coaching for a living, where people were paying me a lot of money to call them twice a month for coaching calls, and they would not show up, right? And it's kind of crazy that people would pay, say $500 and then not show up for a call. Why would they do that? Well, it's because they didn't do their homework last time. So they avoid you. I mean, grown-ups do the same thing kids do, right? They avoid you. So I had to figure out, how do I just harass these people enough to get them on the phone without them hating me? And over time, I figured it out. And then when we started messaging and texting more on social media, we took that philosophy over to how to message people without being annoying. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys the 2 principles. If you want to stay in touch with somebody and follow up without being annoying, here are the 2 principles. 1, don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to respond, message you back, RSVP, are you in this challenge group or not? Right? The worst one that I see people doing is, if you're not interested, just let me know. It's like, no, you not being interested is not even an option in my mind. So I'm never throwing that out there. I know you're busy in life, but you're eventually in this challenge group. I'm not ever giving up on you, right? Because so the first thing is, don't ask anything of them. The second principle is this: keep your message short enough they can read the whole thing without opening it. Keep your message short enough they can read the whole thing without opening it. Because here's the thing: they will always look at your message. We are compulsive about it. We want to know who messaged me and what they said, but we often will not open it because we don't plan to respond right now. We're busy, whatever. Driving the car, dog's throwing up on the baby, you're in the middle of cooking dinner. I don't know what you're doing. You're not going to respond right now, so you will not open the message, but you do want to see who it is, right? iPhones are great because they recognize your face and show you the message without opening it, right? You just look at it. It's like, so your hands could be washing dishes and you're like, oh, Eric's messaging me. Now, if it's a long message, how annoying? Why is it annoying? Because I have to open it. Same thing with voice messages. There's voice messages are great in lots of contexts. Sorry, I just smacked my microphone. I know for you guys, it was probably like, there's lots of great ways to use voice messages, but when you're just following up on a share, I would let them read it. Make sense? Because here's what's going to happen. Every time they see your message, you've communicated with them, even though they didn't open it or respond to you. Okay. Over time, they will eventually respond. And unfortunately, it's usually around 6 or 7 in with nothing but crickets. Have you guys had people interested and then you get nothing back but crickets? And what we do is we start justifying in our mind why we're going to give up on them. They're a jerk. They don't respect my time. Their husband's a jerk. It must be the economy. Oh my gosh. We start thinking of all of the reasons why, they're not going to do it. And the truth is, they're just busy. Their life's going on, whatever. You just keep connecting with them. You keep letting them know you're present. And what will happen is around 6, 7 in, you'll get a response that's like, I'm so sorry, I haven't responded. Thank you so much for staying in touch. I really appreciate it. I want you guys to know this is like clockwork. It's human beings. It's the way we're designed. It's our psychology. Just stay present, keep it caring. And if you go through those scripts that I put in there for you, the follow-up scripts, they're simple, caring scripts. But here's what I want you guys to understand about following up. How many of you guys are like truly passionate about Beachbody? Like you really want to help people? Because you're my people. You're the ones I really want to listen to. If you don't really feel like that's your thing, then it's okay. You don't have to listen to this part. But if that is you, following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. You need to shift your thinking from this is me pestering somebody to following up as an act of love. This is how you love people, because until you get them in that group, until you get them on Shakeology, until you get them making a change in their life, you're not really going to help them. Make sense? So when I have the conversation with Megan, and I've listened to her, and I have found out what her needs are and what her goals are and where she's struggling, and I said, I'm going to help you. I'm committing to helping her, and I'm going to prove that by following up. That's why she'll say, thank you for staying in touch. I appreciate it. Now, what happens is if you get sick of them, quote unquote, ghosting you, which I don't believe is a thing, not in Beachbody anyways. Could be a thing if you're a creepy guy and trying to stalk somebody, right? And I give up following up on you. I've told you I don't care. That's the message I sent. I followed up a few times. You blew me off. I don't care about you. I've moved on. I'll never forget, I was at a Super Saturday, and there was somebody that I highly respected, a top coach, and she was speaking, and she talked about, in the Q&A section, she said she follows up 3 times, and if they don't answer, see ya, next. I'm too busy to wait. I'm too busy to wait on people who don't respond. I was like, can I have those people? Can I have those people? It must be nice, right? But I would love that list of people. And I would just say, oh, I'm calling from so-and-so's team. She asked me to follow up with you. You ready to get started? All day long. All day long, because most people, 80% of people, takes between 7 and 10 follow-ups, right? Does that make sense? So do you want to build a business on the 20% or on the 100%? So here's what I want you guys to understand with the Teamzy system. It's so simple. Simple, right? Simple. You message people to start conversations every day. Start new conversations. Okay. And then as you're having those conversations and they turn into interest and you share something with them, you put them on the follow-ups list. And then you're following up. So every day you're following up with people and you're starting new conversations. What happens is at the end of the month, you always have conversions. You always have conversions. It's consistent. It's consistent. And then after you get into it and really start enjoying, because it's fun working this way, then you guys will start employing some of those things I taught you tonight about talking to your customers, getting them to introduce their friends. By the way, when Megan introduces me to her 2 friends and they both are interested in the next challenge group, guess what Megan is now? A new coach on my team. Why would she say no to joining the team when I'm going to put both of her friends under her now and she'll get $60 off her Shakeology every month? Right? Oh, actually 90, because she'd get her own discount. She'd get $90 off her Shakeology. Makes sense? So I'm going to message her back and say, thank you so much for introducing me to Cheryl and Susan. They're both excited to get started. And I just wanted to ask you, Megan, have you ever considered doing what I do? Even just as something on the side, because both of I can put these 2 great friends of yours into your organization. If you want to talk more, let's set up a call and we can talk a little bit more about it. So your great customers become your newest coaches. Does this make sense? How many of you guys were customers before you were coaches? I was a customer for a whole year before I became a coach. Thank God I became a coach, because it made me think of Teamzy, and the rest has been amazing. I get to spend my time talking to guys like you and helping you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to stop talking because I've gone way over. But if you guys have questions, here's how we're going to do it. Just unmute your microphone and go for it, and we'll answer whatever comes up for you.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm using my headphones and I never do, so I'm like, wait, can you hear me? I actually did a trial of Teamzy in October, because when I logged back in, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I didn't go forward with it. And so I was looking at the options for the $20, and then there's like the year. If I would choose to do the month, and then after a month be like, okay, I'm all in, I want to go for it, can I upgrade that to
absolutely.
the year at that time? And would I still get the discount? I think it says like there's 2 months for free. Would I still get that option?
Yeah. So the way it works, so the question she's asking is if she decided to opt into a month-to-month subscription, right? Where basically you pay each month and it just renews. And right now there's a discount. As I mentioned at the beginning of the call, Teamzy is usually $29.99 a month. So it's basically one Shakeology bag pays for Teamzy, right? That's exactly why we priced it that way. It was like, if we can help you get one customer, then we're not helping you, right? So, but we're actually doing a special, so it's $19.95 a month. So it's like 60 cents a day to use Teamzy. So if you sign up for that, then it's each month you get charged $19.95. Her question was, can I, after a month, if I want to go annual, in other words, 12 months at a time, can I switch? And you can. So the annual subscription is $198 on special for 12 months. So basically you're getting, it's like paying the $19.95 discount, but then you're getting 12 months for the price of 10. Makes sense? So, so that's a really, really good deal. We actually did that pricing when we launched Teamzy, the first 900 coaches that were like the beta testers way back in 2015 when we started Teamzy. That was what we called the special founders rate. So it's kind of a cool opportunity to get back in at the special founders rate. And as long as you have a Teamzy account, you'll have that rate. We'll never raise it on you. So, so those are good questions. And the other thing I want you guys to know is that we don't hold you to contracts. Now, we do ask you to fulfill your terms. So like if you buy a year, we want you to use the year, but like, it's not like you can pretty much cancel it whenever you want. It's no big deal. But what we want is we want to help you guys grow and grow your business. So definitely, I didn't give you action steps, but if I were to give you action steps, I would tell you guys, if you're not using Teamzy, go start your trial tonight, right? Get it started. I highly recommend that you get success partners. So look around, say who wants to do Teamzy together for a month or whatever, and hold each other accountable to really using it for a month, let's say. The reason why I like a 30-day success partner is in case you annoy each other, you're not committed. Right? Eventually you'll get a success partner that you'll want to keep going with for the rest of your business. And it's really important. I want you guys to know that people that are successful always have success partners. Always. So what you do with your success partner is when you finish your Teamzy Power Hour, you message them and let them know, okay, I finished my Power Hour. And you can even send them a screenshot of that "you crushed it" message you get on Teamzy when you finish it. Like, I finished mine. And what happens is it's really annoying when you get that and you haven't done yours, but in a good way, because it motivates you to get yours done, right? So just kind of like when you do your sweaty selfies, it motivates all of your coaching customers to get their workouts in. So it's the same idea. It's the accountability, because what happens is if you're like me, it's like free trial, I'm in, sign me up. And then I never go back and look at it. The free trial expires. Brianna, that's exactly how you know what I'm talking about, right? But if you go in with a success partner, it's like, I did mine. It's like, oh man, I better get after that. That makes sense. I just want to tell you guys a quick story of encouragement. So I'm not a Beachbody coach because compliance rules didn't allow me to stay when Teamzy took off. So just so you guys know, that's the only reason why, is because Beachbody compliance, coaches couldn't buy Teamzy and me be a coach. But I will tell you that when I got Teamzy, it was November of 2015. I was the only person in the world who had Teamzy. I had the very first version of it. And November is supposed to be the slow time. Is November considered the slow time? I know at that time everyone was like, everyone in my upline was like, November sucks, nobody wants to work out in November. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, the guys were like, hey, Eric, we just finished the first version of Teamzy. We've got your Facebook friends uploaded. Test it out and see if you can find any bugs. So I was like, cool. So I went in. Some of you guys know the story. Back in those days, I didn't have an office because we had a small house and we were kind of stuck financially. And I bought a shed at Home Depot, like a lawnmower shed, and ran an extension cord. That was my office. So I went out to my shed and I did my Power Hour, and I just started sending that script number 1 that I shared with you guys tonight, to people. And I was like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, this is awesome. And before I knew it, I had sent 43 messages. And then my kids came out and interrupted me. And I was like, oh, that was so easy and cool. I go, this is really cool. I think people are going to really like Teamzy. Well, then all of a sudden my phone just started going, I had like 100% response rate on those 43 messages. It was nuts, you guys. And I was like, my hair was on fire. It was like hair on fire, just answering messages. And like, I want you guys to experience this because it's a good thing to go through. I had to figure out, how to time block my time to answer messages so that I wasn't doing it all day. But the bottom line is, I had such a good month that month that I actually got one of those handwritten cards from Carl with a $100 bill in it. And And as he's like reading off the names on the national call, I wasn't completely unknown. Nobody knew me. They're all like the common names you guys hear, like so-and-so, rock star, rock star, rock star, rock star, Eric Johnson, rock star, rock star, rock star. I was like, he just said my name. And I was like, and I didn't think it was, but my point is, you guys, you can get great results because you've lived an entire life and you've built trust with people and people respect you. Does this make sense? So I just want to encourage you guys. It's not because it wasn't the software that made me have that great month. It was that the software enabled me to connect with the people who trusted me in an efficient way. Make sense? So hopefully that really inspires you guys and helps. Any other questions?
So I don't have a question. I don't know. Can y'all hear me okay?
I hear you.
I don't have a question specifically, but going back to talking about CRMs. So I'm a realtor also, and have been for about 3 years. And I've probably tried 4 or 5 different CRMs. Right now, I have a free one that my brokerage allows us to use. And
Yeah.
I have one that I pay almost $60 a month for.
Yeah.
Neither one is as easy as using this.
Of course not.
Like on, and my husband even said to me, "Can you use this for your real estate? Because it would probably be better for you." And I was like, "That's not nice. Number one, I'm doing just fine." But it really,
Yeah.
I did the 14-day free trial on Megan's recommendation, and I have a history of delaying sending invites and doing things because it's complicated and I don't want to think about it. And it's really kept me on track. So if anybody's thinking about trying it, it's 100% worth doing the 14-day free trial. I guarantee at the end of it, you'll want to sign up.
Thank you so much. Well, you know what's so funny is I come from the real estate business industry. That's primarily where I do my coaching and consulting, is in the real estate industry. And that's where I understood that people spend all their money on CRMs that they hate. And it's funny because CRM's really expensive. Like this is really inexpensive, and it's because we made it for network marketing. But it's kind of funny, Megan, because I'm working on a new company that's going to be a technology platform for realtors, but we're going to charge a lot more than this because it's for realtors. So, but yeah, we do have a lot of real estate agents using Teamzy, and we have a small business version of Teamzy that's not network marketing based. That's a variant for individual proprietors to be able to use a CRM, be able to afford it. I mean, just to kind of give you guys an example, some of you guys have used CRM at work, maybe, and those CRMs are really expensive. I mean, the company that I worked at had 150 employees, and it was like $1 million implementation to bring Salesforce in. Like, really? That's insane. You know what I mean? So it's just like overcomplicated stuff. So we wanted to make it, the bottom line is you need to keep track of your people. You need to track what you're doing, but you need something just to help you stay on top of building relationships. And that's really what the gist of what Teamzy does. So really cool.
Eric, I know there are probably people on the call who have signed up for a trial in the past, didn't use it, and now are like, man, I wish I would have done it.
Yeah.
Is there an option to redo it, or is there, so like I was that person, right? I tried years ago. I was like, I'm not ready. What I did is I just signed up for the month and I was like, it's $19.95. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to give this a go. Is that what you do? Or can people go through and do another trial? What's your recommendation there?
If you send a message to our help desk, they can reset your trial for you if you guys have done a trial in the past. So it's the email address is support@teamzy.com. Support@teamzy.com, and just say, is there any way I can get a new free trial? And they'll extend it. No big deal. Yeah.
Oh,
but you know, if you're ready, like if you're right now, like I'm fired up and I want to go, you know, if it was me, I'd be like Megan, I'd be like, I'm just buying it because I don't want to wait 24 hours for the response from customer service. It's up to you. You know, you can go for it. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. But yeah, it definitely, if you really want to check it out before you buy, then I have no problem whatsoever with that. Send them a ticket. Well, you send them an email. It makes a ticket so that it doesn't get right. Cause I don't want anyone to drop through the cracks. That's what I teach. So I can't do it either. Creates a ticket on our end so that somebody will have to solve it. So yeah, let us know and we can extend it. No problem.
You are awesome. And it's just like the Beachbody free trial. I don't often help people with those because I find just like we're talking about, sometimes with trial, people don't take it serious. But when you
Yeah.
put some money behind it, you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
okay, now I got to do it, right? Now I've got to give it a shot because I have now invested into it.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you guys, I never gave away a free sample of Shakeology ever, but I would sell people 8 days supply all the time. I said, oh, if you want to try it, sure. Just send me, it was like 4 times 8. So what is that? $32, and you can get an 8-day supply. And well, I just want to try one. I'm like, no, you can't just try one. I want you to see how good you feel by Friday. So that, by the way, just so you guys know, that worked really well. I'd say every single person that did that ended up subscribing to Shakeology, but it was like, and I would put it in an envelope and mail it to them. And that's how you tried it. So I agree with you 100%, Megan. I don't think people really need it to be free. Well, I'm talking about you guys. It's about the value you provide. It's about going back to trust, right? It's back to building trust, letting people understand that you are their trusted advisor when it comes to their health and fitness, that you really care about them, right? And that you want to help them. And at that point, it becomes much easier to help people. But I agree that skin in the game is a big deal. And that's the other thing, like letting people in your challenge groups, like if they haven't bought their Shakeology or bought their challenge pack, then, oh, you missed it next month, right? So that's just me though.
Okay, one more question about subscription. So for people to get the deal on the year,
Yeah.
what do they need to do? So we have some users already, right? And some that are new. Is there something specific we need to do if we're like, we want the year and we want the discount price?
Well, if you're not using Teamzy already, you'll just choose when you subscribe, you'll choose whichever one. And even if you sign up for a free trial, we won't ask you to subscribe till the end, but you can subscribe at any time. There's a little button under your name that says, subscribe now. You can click that and it'll set it up. It just won't bill you until your free trial is over. If you're already subscribing monthly, let's say, and you want to switch to annual, what you can do is you can either just send us a message by clicking the help button in Teamzy and saying, I want you guys to switch me to annual, or you can do it yourself also, which is no big deal. You go to the billing page, here, I'll show you how to do it. So when you're in Teamzy, you'll go to settings and you'll go to settings, and then you'll choose billing. Okay. And I'm not actually subscribed, but so if you're brand new, this is where you can subscribe. So these are the special rates. You can go in. Well, I have founder's rate because this is my original account from 2015. This is my original Beachbody account, but you can select the plan that you want. Now, if you're already subscribed, what you'll see here is it'll have a cancel subscription button. So let's say you're monthly and you want to go annual, you can actually cancel your monthly subscription, and then you would be presented with this, and you can select annual. And it will set up to bill you at the end of this month's period. So if you just paid for the month, then your annual will start 30 days into the future. If that makes sense. So you can do it yourself that way. Or if that feels complicated, just send us a message and say, hey, I'm on monthly and I'd like to go annual. Can you switch it for me? And we'll do it.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
So I've been on since last January because I had a coach mentor, and he made us all do the free trial because he's been doing Teamzy. Chris Reed, he's been doing Teamzy for like 6 years, or I don't know, however long you. And he's like, if you're in my pod, everybody's doing Teamzy, so I can check on. And he can actually put us all on his team so he could watch.
Yeah.
So if we weren't showing up, he knew. So he's like, you can't hide from me. But he really pushed me last January. So I did sign up. I love it. And I just wanted to make sure, thank you for taking me through the billing. So it looks like it says current plan, Corp special 198. So that means I do get the deal too.
You're on the discount already. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That's good. Yeah. I think we probably got you adjusted already or something. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because the normal price is $299.88 for the year. Yeah. So the thing that Tanya's talking about is our team report, which is really cool. So you can, your coach can request permission to put you on their team report, and that will show them whether or not you're logging activities in Teamzy, right? And I love this thing because you can actually create leaderboards from it. But one of the things that I always teach people to do is, like, when you're having your team calls, like your team Zooms, like pull up the team report on the Zoom and recognize people who are crushing it, right? The other thing that you can do is, if you see, it gives these little sleepy emojis if somebody's not doing anything, is you can, I love doing this, which is having everyone on the team call send an encouraging message to somebody who's got a sleepy emoji, right? So it's like, hey, everybody, let's do it. You know how people used to do like the card showers for people where everybody writes them a card? So it's kind of like that, but everybody sends a message. Like, everybody send an encouraging message to Tanya this week because she's got a sleepy emoji, just letting them know we care about them. And like, you'd be amazed what kind of motivation that provides, right? So, but I also like, Tanya, like you were saying, what Chris did, which was, I'm going to hold you accountable. And if you want my coaching, you need to show up. It also allows you as a leader to really set that tone, especially because you can do Teamzy for free when you start. So it's like, hey, here's what I want you to do. You're brand new. We're going to get you doing this. It's free for a while, and I want you to show up for this period of time. You know, I want you to show up, and I'm going to be checking on you. That lets you know who's really means it and who doesn't, right? So you can, especially as your team grows, you can prioritize time with people who really want to work with you and be coached by you, right? And then if they don't, it's no big deal. They're in Teamzy. Every couple of months, they're going to get a little love note from you that you care, right? But some people will get more time. Okay. Any other questions? It was fun. Hopefully this was valuable for you guys tonight. I hope you got a lot of good nuggets. I saw some of you taking notes, which is great. And I just want to say thank you, Megan, for having us. This video, we went a little bit long, which is good. You got packed with good stuff. This will take a little while to render. I probably will send you the link tomorrow. But I will message. Well, why don't you friend request me, Megan? And because I don't think my messages were getting through to you, were they?
I responded hello because I'm like, that's really strange. So I'll send you a friend request, and yes, take your time. If it's tomorrow, that's wonderful. I know that we would love to send this to some of our downline too, because it was so helpful, and we are just so grateful. I don't know if you could see the comments, but in the beginning, people are like, yes, yes, yes. And in relationship marketing, that's one of the reasons I love using Teamzy. It's made it not only easy, but more fun. And we talk about that all the time, like enjoying what we do. So I can't thank you enough for being here. And it was really exciting to see other people get excited. And I think that you're going to have some more Teamzy customers after tonight.
Good. Well, we'll be happy to welcome you guys to our family. So again, thanks so much, you guys. God bless you. Have a great night. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Eric.